बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम अल्लाहुम्मा रब्बि ज़िदनी इल्मा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम आमीन अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन. In this lecture, I will discuss the solutions of P3 9709 component 32 of March 2020. And for this, I am using the work of an outstanding, the most dedicated, and one of my best student, Miss Bisma Sami of class 2021, the Lyceum. Well, all instructions are very important, including the last one. Give non-exact numerical answers correct to 3 significant non-exact numerical and or 1 decimal place for angles in degrees unless a different level of accuracy is specified. So must follow these instructions. An important advice or tip: always read the questions carefully so that you can extract the given informations correctly and properly. Sketch this curve. This is the modulus function, and you all know how to sketch this. You need to sketch this thing first. First sketch this line, and for that you can make a box if you want. It's better to take the intercepts. When x is 0, y is negative 2. When x is 2, then y is 0. So here is the line. Make sure you must have intercepts, both the intercepts, whenever you sketch modulus functions, because you reflect the negative part about the x-axis. So since this is 0 minus 2, so when you will reflect this part about the x-axis, this will be 0, 2, 0, comma 2. And you just need to extend the straight line. So this is the turning point or vertex of the graph, 2, 0. You have to mention this. Make sure you mention the vertex, the turning point, and this intercept, the y-intercept. Both are important. And label the x's as well. Solve this inequality. You have option. You can either solve this inequality through graph or through algebra. You have option. If you want to solve this inequality algebraically, then you need to square on both sides in order to remove modulus, and then bring everything on left side. Make sure you change the sign of inequality because you had negative sign here. Factorize this, make this sketch, and since we have greater sign, so these are the possible solutions. And just check, verify your solutions. So replace this inequality sign by equal, and then these inequalities are also replaced by equal signs. So when x is 3 upon 2, this equation is verified. When x is 1, this is not verifying. So the right solution is this. What if you solve this question through sketch? Then you need to sketch this line, 3x minus 4. 3x minus 4, make a box. So when x is 0, then y is negative 4. When x is 2, then y is, I think, 2. So 0 minus 4. And 2, 2. This is the other way to solve this equation. This is the intersection point. You need to solve this line which has equation minus x minus 2. Modulus means plus minus. So this is negative because of gradient, negative gradient, and this has equation x minus 2. To get this point of intersection, you need to solve this equation with this equation of this line, which is 3x minus 4, and get this point. So this is 3 upon 2. Now you have to check the part of the graph where this line is greater than this part. So this line is greater than this part, when x is greater than 3 upon 2. When you go here, see, here this line is greater from this part of the graph. So when you go on this side, then this inequality will be verified. So x is greater than 3 upon 2. So I've done both the methods, is graphical method and algebraic method. This is a simple question, logarithms. You need to bring, you need to use product law here, and then when you have ln on both sides, never cancel these ln's, just equate their functions. This is equal to this. When you will solve this, you will get two values. You know, ln is always defined for positive values. For this value, ln is getting negative. Therefore, you have to ignore this answer. Just write this answer. Always check your answer with the original equation while solving logarithmic equations. And you can do this checking mentally. Iteration. Sec x, you know, this is cos x from 0 to pi by 2. So this is sec x. So sec x is very simple. If you don't know how to sketch sec, then first sketch cos. And just reflect cos about this line, this y is equal to 1. And it should be parallel to this pi by 2. Make sure this must be parallel to this. This is simple. This is the straight line, 2 minus half x. 2 minus half x, for that you need to make a box. And you can do this directly as well. So when x is 0, then y is 2. When x is 2, then y is, I guess, 1, I guess. So you can easily sketch this. 0, 2 and 1, comma 2. I think this is 1, so, sorry, 2, comma 1. But you have to take a small value here because the range is pi by 2. So take a small value. Take 1 here because you don't have space. So if you take x1, then y will be, I think, 1.5. So maybe 1 is here and 1.5 is there. And see, according to this sketch, there is just one solution. And this is what we had to show. There is one solution of this equation for this domain. Verify by calculation that this root lies between 0.8 and 1. This is so simple. You just need to equate this equation to 0 and then suppose this as f of x. And now check this at f of 0.8 and then f of 1. F of 0.8 is negative and f of 1 is positive. So you have to say that since f of x changes its sign from negative to positive in the interval 0.8 and 1, therefore the root lies between 0.8 and 1. As f of x changes its sign from negative to positive, so root of f of x lies between these two. The third part is very simple. It's iteration. The first value is given, it's 0.8. So repeat the process unless you get a repeated number. This is the repeated number. Show the iteration 4 decimal places and give your answer up to 2 decimal place. So your 2 decimal place answer will be 0.88. Make sure your calculator must be in radian mode. This is by parts. This is u and this is dv. You know the integral of sec square is tan. This is the by parts formula. U v v du. The how to integrate tan x, this is very important. We write tan x as sine upon cos and then we use basic formula 2. So according to basic formula 2, this will become ln cos x upon minus 1 because the differential of cos is minus sine x. So negative ln cos x is here. Now apply the limits and do the calculation carefully. Make sure you must be good at logarithms and algebra because you have to give the exact answer. Here we use quotient law. This 2 and this 2 will be cancelled. 3 ln 3 under root 3 can be written as ln half. You can write half here. This question is very important. First take the LCM, and after taking the LCM understand this structure. This is the sum of formula of sine or cos. Sorry, this is sum of formula for cos because we have product of like. When we have product of cos and sin, then we use sum of formula of cos. Cos 3x minus x. So this is cos 3x minus x. So you can replace this by 3x minus x. And this is the double angle formula for sine. So you can write this as sine 2x upon x. So you can write this thing as cos 3x minus x, which will become cos 2x over sine 2x upon 2. See, this is of this, so you can replace this by cos 2x, and sine 2x is 2 sine x cos x, so sine 2x upon 2. So we replace this by cos 2x and this by sine 2x upon 2. Finally, we have 2 cot x, 2 cot 2x. This thing is very simple. We have to solve this. So instead of solving this, we will solve this. 2 cot 2x 4 and replace change by cot by tan. Cot is the reciprocal of tan. So 1 upon 2 tan 1 upon tan 2x is 2. So tan 2x is half. And according to this domain, we can only work in first and second quadrant. So we have to work in first quadrant only. We have to change the domain. So the domain will be, because we have 2x here, now we have to work in all 4 quadrants. So tan is in first and third quadrant. So the answer in first quadrant will be this. And this is the answer for first quadrant. When tan is in first quadrant, the answer is this. And when tan is in third quadrant, this is the answer. So finally, x is 0.232 and 1.80 up to 3 significant figures. This is just for your conceptual clarity. This is 0.4636. This is this is also 0.4 because this is alpha, and this number is pi plus 0.4636, which is 3.6052. Since you are working for x, so you need to divide these answers by 2. Next question, differential equation, I guess. Number 1, do the variable separable. Bring dx here and this thing on left hand side. This is the structure of tan inverse. First take 4 common, because in tan inverse the variable must have coefficient 1. So make the coefficient of y square 1 by taking 4 common. When you will take 4 common from this, you will get 1 upon 4 plus y square. Now write this in the standard form. This is the formula for tan inverse. We write the reciprocal of this here, and then tan inverse, the fraction of these two, x upon a, variable upon constant. So this will become 1 upon, you need to write the reciprocal of this here, 1 upon 2, tan inverse, and the fraction of these two, according to this formula. When you will simplify this, this will become 2, this will become 2y, and then you need to use the values for c. This is c. We have to make y subject, so you have to take you have to bring this tan inverse here. So when you will shift tan inverse here, it will become tan. This is the equation. Next part, state what happens to the value of y as x tends to infinite. Well, when x tends to infinite, the exponential of negative power will tend to 0. Therefore, this y will tend to half tan 2e minus 1, and this will become 0. So y will approaches to half tan 2e power minus 1. Next question. Implicit function. We have to show this. This is simple. This is uv. This is simple function 3x squared. This is according to uv. This will become uv is uv prime vu prime. So u is 3x and v is y square. So when you differentiate y square, it will become 2y times dy upon dx. Then copy 3y square and differential of x is 1. I mean, copy y square and the differential of 3x is 3. This is the uv part. This is the implicit function. This will become minus 3y square times dy upon dx, and the differential of 5 is 0. Make sure you write d upon dx over here at the first step on both sides. Otherwise, you will lose 1 mark. Whenever you differentiate implicit, write d upon dx on both sides. This dot means multiplication. Now make dy upon dx subject from this equation. Take dy upon dx common from these two. Shift and bring this dy upon dx thing on right hand side, and then divide this on left hand side. Take the common 3 from both numerator and denominator and get this answer. These two steps are very important, first and second. Multiply d upon dx on both sides and differentiate this according to uv formula, and this is like in implicit function way 3y squared dy upon dx. And this uv is very important as well. This question is also very important. Is parallel to y-axis. When anything is parallel to y-axis, its gradient is 1 upon 0, which is infinite. So always use dy upon dx 1 upon 0 if tangent is parallel to y-axis. So when you will use this 1 upon 0 here, you'll get this thing, y0 and y2x. Now this use these two values of y into this equation and get the values of x. So when y is 2x, you are getting x1 and y2. X is 1, so when you will put 1 here, you will get y2. So once the first point is 1 comma 2. Okay, the point is mentioned here. And when y is 0, you are getting this and this. So these are the required coordinates of the points at which tangent is parallel to y-axis. Vectors, very simple question. This object is cuboid with OA is 2 and square base. OC is 3. This is 2. So this is 2i. This is 3j. And this is also 2k because this base is a square. This is a square base. Cross section is a square, you can say. The point M is such that MB is 2AM. The midpoint of FG is N. This is the midpoint. And AM is 1 in ratio. And MB is 2. MB is 1. Sorry, MB is 2 and AM is 1. And total is 3. In fact, 3j. We need OM. So OM is very simple. You can use this relation and you can easily get OM. So MB is 2AM, and you know AM is 1/3 of AB. This AM. This is 1/3 of AB. so which is j. So this is j and this is 2j, and this total is 3j. So am is j. So om is oa plus am. So oa is 2i and this is j, so 2i plus j. Now we need mn. Mn is simple. uh, mn is this mb plus bf plus fn. So mb is 2j, 3j, sorry, mb is 2j, it's here, and bf is 2k, and this is negative I. You can do this directly if you want. If you have solved this diagram, then you don't need to do this thing. You can just directly write this here: 2j plus 2k minus I, minus I 2j 2k. You don't need to do this thing if you already have solved this diagram. Find a vector equation for the line through m and n. This is so simple. First find you have the direction vector. This is the equation of the line. R is equal to a plus tq. Instead of writing a here, you can write either m or n. Let me check which point she used. She used m, so you can write m here. So this is m, t is here, and this is mn. This is the equation of line mn. This is the direction vector of line mn. And you can use either m here or n here. Since we have m, so we use m here. Find the position vector of P, the foot of perpendicular from D to the line M and N. D. Where is D? D is, let me check, OD. Okay, this is OD. This is 2K. First get this P. Let me write D here. It's 0, 0, 1. We have equation of Mn. We have D. We first work. We first work for P. We will first work for P, OP, and you know P is x, y, z, and we always get this foot of perpendicular from or through R. With the help of R, we can easily get OP because R is x, y, z. So this is OP. R is OP. Now get DP. So DP is OP minus OD. This is DP. This is the direction vector of the line Q. For T, you need to take the dot product of this vector dp with q because both are perpendicular. So their dot product must be 0. dp dot q must be 0. And T is this. Now substitute T here and get the vector dp. This is vector dp. Now find its magnitude. Sorry, you don't need to find its magnitude, you just need to find position vector. So just write this in this way. We use this method to find the shortest distance from given point to given line. In this question, they just ask find the position vector. That is why we are leaving question here. This is the partial fraction question, a very simple question. All factors are linear. So use a, b, c in numerator. We are getting 3 values. And substitute these values one by one and get the values of a, b, and c. Make sure you substitute a, b, c here into this equation. You can suppose this equation as 1. Substitute all into 1 and this is the required answer. Must give your answer in this form. Hence obtain expansion of f of x till x cube. Fortunately, the first term is 1, 1, but here we have to make the first term 1 here. So when you will take 2 common from this, you'll get this thing 2, 1 plus x upon 2. Now you have to bring everything in numerator, this, and this. This is minus 1, this is power minus 1, power minus 1, and you know the formula for power minus 1. So when we have power minus 1, we use this formula. 1 minus x minus 1. The formula is this 1 plus x, x2, x3. What if we have positive sign? Then we use this formula. These formulas makes the calculation very simple and fast. We use the alternate signs. We don't use the theorem for power minus 1, we use the results, these results. So the second term is 2x. So according to this formula, you have to write 1, second term here, 2x power 1, and then 2x power 2. You have to expand till x power 2. Here all signs must be positive. This signs must be alternate. And just simplify this and get the answer. And do the simplification carefully. Avoid the careless mistakes. So when power is minus 1 and first term 1, with negative sign, we expand the expansion with positive signs. All signs are same and positive. And when sign is positive, then we expand expansion with alternate signs. Question number 10. We have to solve these two simultaneous equations. From this equation, we have v 5 minus wi or iw. Now substitute this v here. When you will substitute this v here, you'll get this thing. When you will solve this equation, you'll get this thing. Now you have to rationalize this. So when you will rationalize this, you'll get w. Substitute w here and get the value of v. So this is the way to solve the simultaneous equations. Next part. On an Argand diagram, sketch the locus of points representing complex number z satisfying this. This is the equation of circle, but make sure you have to you must have bracket here. So that therefore you have to take a minus common. Make sure this must be in bracket. Bracket is compulsory, this negative is compulsory. This is the equation of the circle. This is not the equation of circle, this is the equation of circle. We must have negative sign here and this must be in bracket. So equation of circle, radius 1 and center 2 plus 3i. This is the equation of circle. Make sure you label the axis, real part of z, imaginary part of z. Use same scale on both the axes. Now calculate the least value of argument z. For that you need to make the tangent. Make a tangent from origin to circle here. And this is the least argument. For that you need to first work for argument of center. This argument is argument of center minus this angle, x or b, whatever. So first find argument of center. So argument of center is this. Now find argument of find this angle. So take this right angle triangle and get this angle b. This is 1 and this is modulus of center. Modulus of center is under root 13. Now this angle b is this. So subtract this from this to get this argument. Your answer is 0.702. You can do this in degrees or in radians. It's your choice. But if you are giving your answer in radians, make sure you give your answer up to 3 significant. In degrees, it must be up to 1 decimal place. I hope this lecture will help you to understand how to solve the papers of P3. and practice as much as possible. And one of the most important advice for me and for everyone, we must be fair with everyone. Be fair to others, or be fair to everyone. Allah Hafiz.